Hi and welcome to this video where we'll come into sets in Python. So this is also a sequence type, and in Python we have worked with lists and tools, and now we've come into sets. And the difference here is that in sets you have unique values. So instead of in you could repeat the values, but when you want the unique values you use sets. And also sets, if you're familiar with sets in mathematics, they have a lot of set operations in Python that you can use. And these are quite useful when you're dealing with data. And perhaps you want to find what is in common in two different collections. And then sets, you can use intersection. That is really useful. So let's move on to Visual Studio Code and see how it works in practice. So here I am in Visual Studio Code, and as you've seen, it's an empty folder here, and I'm not working in a GitHub repository here, but you should definitely do it and version control your codes. Commit and push a lot. I have a GitHub repository for the whole course, for the Python course, so I just don't show it here in this demo. So let's start with creating a virtual environment if you don't already have it, but if you have it, don't do this because this will overwrite your virtual environments. So UVVNV to create a virtual environment, and then source .ven, let's see, .ven bin, activate it, and then uv pip install, let's see, ipykernel to use Jupyter Notebook. And then code, let's see what it's called, sets.ipynb, so Jupyter Notebook, and then I close this down here. Save this one, a new markdown, sets. And then I will go into Python environments, my virtual environment. Perfect. Okay, so let's start with an example. I'll copy this one as you don't need to see me type it out. So here I have a few emails in a list. It could be a list or a tuple, it doesn't matter. So what you can see is that Anna at example.com, it's copied, right? And Bob is copied as well. And if we want to have unique values here, we can do set of emails, and then you see this one becomes unique. And if you want it back into list, no problem, you can just make it back into a list, and you can see it's back to a list. So in this way we have removed the duplicates. Okay, so let's move on to some interesting mathematical set operations. So let me show you that. Mathematical set operations. Okay, so we have union, we have intersection, and we have difference. Okay, so let me just copy this image here to show you, starting with intersection. Okay, so this image, how did I do this? I just copied this code here, and this points towards a GitHub repo where I have this picture. Okay, so what this means is that we have a set A and we have a set B, and then when you do intersection of it, you look into what is the common things in both the set A and in the set B. So you find a common thing, and those are the ones that are returned. So let's do a few examples. I'll copy this code here. We have, for example, we have first month customers, Alice, Bob, Carla, Daniel. Second month customer, we have Carla, Daniel, and Elena. So then a common question could be, which are the returning customers? So when you say returning customers, it means that when it comes to these 2 months, we want to see which are those that are in both the first month and the second month. If we look into this manually, what could that be? Alice is in first month, but not in the second one. Bob, first, but not second. But Carla seems to come back, right? Carla is in first and second. Daniel is in first and second. So we should get Carla and Daniel back. First month customers dot intersection second month customers. You see we get Carla and Daniel back. So this we could call returning customers. This is a neat way to use set. We could find, for example, all customers, all unique customers, right? So we don't want to get Carla twice. We don't want to get Daniel twice. So in order to do that, we do like this. we open a Markdown, and then I will copy this picture for union. Okay? So union means basically we have two sets, A and B, and we get the combination of A and B, right? So A or B. So to do that, we do all customers equals to first month customers dot union second month customers. And we have all customers like this: Alice, Bob, Carla, Daniel, and Elena. And we have done it without any duplicates, right? Because sets, they will remove all the duplicates, and union, we don't get the duplicates. And we can actually also combine union and accept. Because, for example, we want to have one-time customers only. So that means that if I would draw this Venn diagram, actually I haven't drawn it in advance, but then you should have a gap here so that you don't have the intersection. So you have A without B, and you have B without A. Okay? So in order to do this, we can use the union, and then we take minus, or we take except the intersection. Then we get only those customers that have been in A and not in B, and only those customers that have been in B and not in A. And to do that, let's see here, we combine union and accept intersection. Okay. So one-time customer equals to first month customers dot union second month customers minus first month customers dot intersection of second month customers. Okay. So then one-time customers become this. We have Alice, Bob, and Elena, right? So these were if we look into first month customers and second month customers, you can see that it's true. Like Alice, Bob, and Elena. Alice, Bob, not here. Elena, not there, right? So we remove the repeating customers. And another important part is that sets have no orders. So this means that we cannot do something like this. This is not allowed because set object is not subscriptable. It doesn't have any order. How come it looks like it has an order here? If I run this one time, I run it again, I still get the same order, but this is depending on how the computer chooses it to display. So it can be different. And as we talked about before, we can convert sets into other sequences. So we could do like here, all customers, we can do list of it. We can do tuple of all customers. Okay. Yes, so now you've seen me working with the sets and some set operations. It's basically mathematical operations on sets, but implemented in Python so that you can use this for your advantage, and to manipulate data is quite nice to use it. And you should also know the property that the sets, they don't have an order, they are having unique values. So whenever you need a unique collections, use sets. So this is really useful to have in your tools. Okay, so great. And after this, you should commit and push this code to your GitHub repository. And thank you for watching this video on sets, and see you in the next one. Bye.